on their hands from their lineage and also the people in the world that we're supposed to receive from them.
Currently, the current and the future.
Yep.
Oof.
Absolutely.
That's crazy because Kendrick Lamar said that in his album too. Like, we unconsciously kill each other by certain like brackets of living and lifestyles, but I think once you realize that you do have a purpose and you're able to walk in and you're able to do things, like I tell people all the time, I'm like, I can tell you're on autopilot. Like, what do you mean?
Because we know ourselves. You ever talk to somebody and you just know they lying?
Oh yeah.
You just know they lying. Yeah, man, because I had you ain't got a lie to kick it. That's what my cousin used to tell me. And one of my older cousins, shout out to my cousin Fred. I just want to be like my big cousin. He was always lifting weights, playing basketball, had all the girls and all that type of stuff. So I just wanted to be like him. And he would actually test me. He would ask me questions like, "Yo, you ever been here?" "Yeah, I've been there. I did this." But "Oh, you got these shoes? You got this and that?" "Yeah, I got those." He's like, "Man, Elijah, ain't none of that stuff real." He's like, "I just made all of that up."
And you accepted it, yeah.
He's like, "You ain't got a lie to kick it, man." Basically saying you are good enough. And a lot of us will do things just to fit in. I don't even like coffee, but if y'all going to Starbucks and going to hang out and kick it, I want to be at Starbucks too. Oh, I need to switch my phone. Oh, so if I get an iPhone, you would be my friend. We can run this list down. Like, we can run this list all the way down to the ground. But what I decided was that blood is not going to be on my hands. When you call my name in the classroom of purpose, I will be present. And a lot of people are so absent, wondering why we don't have these things, this access, that book. What do you say? The graveyard is the richest place on the planet. How many dreams and goals and desires and ideas and books and inventions and services have gone to the grave, all because you wanted to be comfortable. You just live your life with caution tape all around you. You don't want to do too much.
Shit.
Like look, the odds of becoming you, the odds of becoming a human, the odds of being here. Now I'm making all the noise. Everybody gonna know I'm here. And how you feel about me and what you have to say about me ain't none of my business.
Nope.
Them your thoughts. And that's the pure definition of going crazy, going out of your mind into someone else's and using their thoughts. I'm not leaving my mind. It's safe up here. It's purpose up here. It's protection up here. It's drive up here. It's gumption up here. I'm not going out of my mind for anybody.
Give me a shot of Douce over there. Spitting Dame Dash knowledge and stuff. Because like Dame Dash famously said, what you iterated to earlier, call it like having a boss, ain't nothing wrong with it. We all got roles to play, but it's like calling somebody daddy. You know what I mean? Because all you really doing is feeding their generations, their dreams and everything else, when you could be doing that for yourself. Everything that you're doing for the next man, you could be doing it for yourself.
But people live with this like scarcity in their life that like, I can't step out of bounds or the game's over for me. Well, you're playing somebody else's game, not the game that was meant for you. And that's the difference. Like
my mom always said, if you don't think for yourself, somebody else will.
Yeah, they will.
It's just that simple.
It didn't rock. It's for some people. Somebody's got to do it.
Everybody has a role to play.
And honestly, less of, because I don't want it to seem like an indictment or shade. Success is determined, I feel, by two things concrete and one thing modular. Are you happy and are you fulfilled? Period. If you are happy putting on that Walmart vest and you go in there and you are fulfilled helping people find chips on aisle 5,
do your thing.
You cannot be any more successful than you are.
Right.
And nobody can throw any shade at you or judge you for that. The modular piece is, are you helping other people? That's my thing. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? And are you helping others? If you can say that wherever you are, and you are a librarian. LeBron James is not more successful than you.
Nope.
If you are happy and you are fulfilled and you are helping others, there is no higher version of success, purpose, or calling.
I appreciate that.
I concur.
But
I'll see why. But no, I do appreciate that.
There are people who wake up every day and lie to themselves And this is not friendly fire. Other people are dying mentally, emotionally. Purpose-driven lives are not happening because you have not released what's inside of you, because you are not happy. You are not fulfilled. You have sold yourself into thinking and believing and feeling this is good enough. I'm not a good enough person.
You know what you should do? Have you ever seen the movie Soul?
Yeah.
It's like when people go to that realm when they're a lost soul and they become that thing, like, you know,
Yeah.
they're lost in the realm
Yeah.
of his own. And the dude was like, make a trade because he was like a hedge funds manager. And then
For
they
sure.
broke him out of that cycle. And then he swiped his desk, fucked up the whole office. He
Yep.
was like, I'm free. He felt like himself again.
That movie's so
And-
underrated.
Oh yeah,
Man, there's so many movies underrated.
so many gems in that movie.
Can we make a quick side stop because we talk about movies? You did a short movie
I did.
Did you?
years ago.
Yeah. I
I
gotta watch
watched it.
It's fire, ain't it?
I liked it. The last part threw me, and I want explanation because it bugged me.
We'll get to that right after this quote. Good. No, I'm serious.
I love it.
I'm serious. If this resonates with you, just go with it. Good enough has never been good enough for me. But this is good enough. This is good enough. I'm not a good enough person. If I have a desire, if I have a hunger, if I have a thirst, and you don't give me exactly that, and you say, well, isn't this good enough? Like some people like, hey, what would you like to drink with your meal? Oh, I'll take a Sprite. CRMS good enough? No, it's not. It's not.
That's a perfect example. That's perfect.
No, I'm either going to have to change my drink or go eat somewhere else. But a lot of people have, we're already here. We might as well stay. And a lot of people do this, we're already here in their lives. I would rather be with someone that I really don't want to be with, but at least I'm not alone.
I was gonna say love. That could be very close
Seriously,
to love.
you're
Like,
good enough. You're not exactly what I wanted, so you settled. You settled. And we do it in so many areas of our life.
For sure.
Good enough. Good enough ain't never been good enough for me. A lot of people who settle to be loved in a certain type of way will allow other people to dictate how you're loved. There's some people say, oh, I want you to call me every day, text me good morning, I love you, this and that, X, Y, Z. And some people say that's too much, that's extra. Not for that person.
right.
If that is what they desire for love, they shouldn't settle because there's someone willing to love you at that level. You will never wake up and not have a good morning, my beautiful boo-boo text.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
I get that. Yeah.
But we said, I might not get the text, but you deserve those texts.
So good enough is almost like it should be exited from your frame of thought, from your vocabulary.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's kind of like last week when I, told you guys about my little appreciation seed to myself right before I left. Like I removed, I don't know from my vocabulary to, I haven't figured it out yet because there's not one point in time.
Train of thought.
Yeah, I'm not going to figure it out. I may not know it now, but I might know it then. Give me a day or
For
two.
sure.
To piggyback off that, that was one of the greatest compliments I got from an employer. Like during your job review, he was like, "You don't know the word no."
Right.
It's always, "I'll get it done or I'll figure it out." And that's something I always pride myself on. It's like, nah, we gotta get this shit going. Like,
For
there's
sure.
no way to stop. We ain't stopping. We keep going. We're gonna figure this shit out, and we're gonna be on with the damn selves.
Go ahead and wear a shoe that is not your size, but is close enough.
Man, that's
Bro,
just
that's-
aggravating.
that's
I wear
annoying.
size 12, but it's 11 and a half. Oh, this should be good enough.
It should be good enough. The way you stand gonna have to pay for it. The way you walk gonna have to pay for it.
Your shoes gonna have to pay for
You,
it.
you're. I mean, the bunions, the pain, all that type of stuff. And here's the thing. The shoe is so good looking, it's so valuable that I'm gonna just make this work.
Man.
But now the thing that you make work will also get worn out. So it's not what you wanted originally anyway. Because either what you wanted is going to get stretched out, or you're going to have to shrink down and conform. So either way, it doesn't work. You stretched out something that wasn't your size, so now it still doesn't. Now it looks deformed and morphed.
Right.
My shoes look a little bit small for you. Is that you got a big toe print right there? What you doing? Oh, they didn't fit. You settle. You just can't live that way.
Can't live
I
that
love
way.
it. I love it.
This is why it's important to
I
have
made
a-
all these questions, and we don't even gotta go off the damn questions.
I'm
I
ready,
love it.
man. Let's do
no,
it.
I love it.
Yeah.
But no, back. I do want the answer to the movie though, because it like I love the whole story except the end.
So Jacob, maybe tell us about this a little bit, just so the listeners can.
So don't spoil it for me because I'm gonna watch it.
See, I'm spoiling it. It's so
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if we talk about this, it will be spoiled.
All right,
Yes.
all right, spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it.
from what I got from the movie, scene opens up. It's a grandmother and her granddaughter. Granddaughter doesn't have parents in her life. Grandmother is used to kind of like what he said. This is how I was raised. This is how I'm going to raise you type of mindset. Daughter's like, what if that's not for me? It's not for me. Ends up running away. She was caught outside a restaurant writing her little journal book. From what I can tell from the story, it was like music or poems or something along that line. And then manager of the place was like, you can't be here. This is private property. Left. Picked up the book. Took it home to his wife. Small talk with his wife. Read the book. Was like, wow, this is special. Called girl back to the restaurant. I believe in you. Cut her a check. Basically, don't give up on your dreams. Comes back to grandma's house. Hair done, nice dress. Little grandma type shit. Dude walks out the house. Who's this dude? Father. Cuts tape. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, what? Like, so the end really was like.
So it drawed you in and it made you like follow the story.
Yes.
Now you're really invested. So like, and then he cuts.
I wasn't. Yeah, you got me invested.
But yeah, because now you want part 2.
I want to know what. First of all, I want to know exactly where the hell he came from. And then you also produced it with another question I have is your role in production. So it's like, how was it? What was the motivation behind a story like that? And do you have any other plans for producing another short film or anything with that with your production company?
Right. So to wrap the short film up is nobody knows what happened to her parents. No, they don't know if their parents died, if they just abandoned her, if they just gave them up. But what you can tell through the short film is that, her grandmother became her guardian because her parents weren't in her life.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
So now she's living under that type of settling mentality, upbringing, all that good stuff. And, going back and forth. You got to watch the movie, man. Made for more, man. It's it's dope.
And it was about purpose, and she
sure.
she was trying to find her purpose, and she's like, what if it's not? What if your purpose is my purpose if it's different?
Exactly.
For sure.
And then I think she mentioned to the manager about you one day you'll figure it out. It's about purpose, and then
that I appreciate that. So yeah.
And it's that he kind of found it in himself that he
he
needed
did.
to pour into someone else.
Exactly.
He did, but also it rattled his cage because he wasn't walking on purpose.
Exactly. He felt unfulfilled.
I remember that part now.
He was successful, but in a general standard. Because a lot of us, if you got a nice car, you got a nice home, you got money, and you got a good social status, you're successful.
Right.
He was great, but are you walking in purpose? So
picked that up.
She's you know how homeless people move around. They get in where they can. So she is outside of the restaurant, and she is writing in her journal. What's crazy is I like the way your mind works because I never told anybody what she's writing in there, but keeping her thoughts to herself. So shout outs to you. But he shoos her off the property in such a rush she forgets her book. Like she just gathers up her light little stuff and she gets out of there. And he takes the book home, and he's going through it, and he realizes man, am I even walking in my purpose? Talking to his wife, this and that, XYZ, boom, boom, boom. So he invests in her. She makes something happen with that investment, pulls back up on grandma, and because she's been gone, she ran away from home. The film clearly shows that.
Yes.
So then she returns back home, and the grandmother is in the kitchen talking to someone, some guy, some man. Nobody knows what it is. I'm not spoiling. You should still watch the movie. And it turns out being her father. So here she is, I made it. I'm good. This is what's going on. And now I got another hurdle or something else to figure out.
And that's where it got me at personally, because I met my road dad when I was 18 years old. So I had this mindset of, oh, my life's been pretty good. Oh, now I have this other relationship.
Add this wrinkle into
Yeah.
What
my
should I
life.
do? How should I approach this type of ordeal? So it's like, that's something that, was a hurdle in my life that I'm still getting over. But it's like, wow, I was like, that one got me.
Resonated with you.
Exactly.
A lot of us like to control our hurdles, roadblocks, obstacles. And that's another reason a lot of us stay in a safe and predictable place, because I can control it some sort of way.
Oh yeah.
If I go out there, anything could happen. But if I just stay here in this box, in this safe zone, things are still going to happen, but I have a lot more control here. And a lot of people find comfort in pain, and they're comfortable in their lack, because at least I know how it works. At least I know the lack to expect it. I don't desire to live paycheck to paycheck, but at least I know another check is coming. I'm going to struggle and be stressed out and have anxiety and scratch palms and get upset at my kids and turn down opportunities hanging out with my friends. But to go chase after my dream or have the opportunity to never worry about money again, I can't control that. It's scary. It's scary. Yeah, this guy or this girl is mentally or emotionally abusive, or they don't give me what I want. But at least I'm not alone. I don't know what it. I don't want to know what it feels like to go actually chase after someone and want to fall in love. And there's this thing called, it's a real word. It's called achievement-phobia. It is the fear of success. It is the fear of success. Some people really have achievement-phobia. Why? Because we fear the unknown. I never saw my parents successful. I never saw my grandparents successful. My family, everybody around me is settling, and I have never seen what it looks like. That is why kids are afraid of the dark, because they don't know what's in it. The fear itself is real, but the facts of the fear are not. My little 9-year-old is afraid to walk through our living room at night when the lights are off. Why? It's not because she's afraid of the coffee table. It's not because she's afraid of the island or the chair or the computer desk. It is because I don't know what could be there. And because I don't know what could be there, I won't go explore and get what's for me. If she is thirsty in the middle of the night, she will be parched and thirsty all through the night, all because
She doesn't want to go in that space.
all because she is afraid to go into this unknown space where nothing is going to happen. At worst, you may stub your toe because you can't see. But a lot of us live that way. I do not want to go into the unknown because I have never seen, heard, or felt, tasted, or smelled success. And I fear what I don't know. But I know my lack. I know my depression. I know my anxiety. I know my fear. So let me just stay here where I know everything.
Oh, that's resonating over here for sure. For sure.
But that's why it's important to, as they say in the Bible, walk by faith, not by sight. Because if I'm walking into a space, and I'm one of those people that I love to explore the unknown, because I know there's something in there for me.
Yep.
I was on
Good,
Ashi.
bad, or ugly.
I was on Ashi's back. First time we met, I'm like, ooh, you got that stuff. I'm like, man, you should go do this. Yeah, man. Well, man, no, you should go do that. Nah, you go. Like,
You gotta believe in yourself, and you have to try things. And it's just like, if not now, when?
And we have the audacity. It's funny how we don't have the boldness or the courage to go do these other things, but we have the audacity to act as if we know for a fact we wake up tomorrow. The way we move through life is just I'll do it next year.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Or I'll do it a little bit.
Right.
So you're God now. You make the earth rotate now. You suspend the clouds on nothing. You tell the sun and the moon when to go to sleep and wake up. That's you? Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. It ain't never been like that.
Right.
And I would rather walk and move in uncertainty and be fulfilled by this journey and these surprises and these excitements and meeting these people and disrupting the market and making noise. And I would rather know that I'm alive than fall asleep and become numb in a safe and comfortable place. You ever see a homeless person who got on shoes that are too small, coat too small, this and that. Mm-hmm. At some point in their life, that fit.
Yes.
They outgrew it and decided to stay there. This ain't no shade on homeless people. I've been homeless twice. This ain't no shade on. It's the metaphor.
Right.
A lot of us have outgrown places, spaces, people, arenas, relationship, job titles, status quo, family members. A lot of us have outgrown it. And we're still there wondering why we're uncomfortable in our personal lives. You've been here for too long.
You hit the nail on the head. Just because, like, you know, I was talking to my mom the other day. I'm like, I think about moving back to Lorraine. Mm-hmm. Like, why? Like, cuz, be close to you guys. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, also, I like being away. Like, relating it back to one of her brothers that, you know, lives a couple times over but doesn't come around much.
Sure.
And that's just how he lives his life. You know, that's just how he goes about it. I'm like, that's how I kind of like it too. Like, it's not like I don't love my family, but I just need space.
It's growth. It's growth, and it's necessary growth.
Right.
So just long-winded way of answering your question. Yeah, there's a part 2 coming to the movie. But there are two things that I liken things to childbirth. I mean, because the metaphors there are endless.
I remember you saying this.
And a lot of people, we always talk about one of the things that we know when it comes to birth, which is a danger, is premature birth.
Correct.
Being born too early, starting too early, coming too early. But one of the things we don't talk about is staying somewhere too long. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a such thing as a premature birth, but there's also a thing called staying somewhere too long. Yeah. That 9-month mark,
you gotta get the hell up out of there.
You gotta go.
Yeah, eviction notice.
Because now you will start to cause complications to the vehicle that is carrying you, because it did its job already, and you talking about, no, I want to stay warm and comfortable and stay in here. The danger is, and I think Ashi will appreciate this, only because you said something alluding to it earlier. Mm-hmm. The danger is, if you don't get out now, I may not be able to get you out. And if I do, it's going to have to be surgical. So now we got to up the danger limit. Now the probability of causing harm to the things and the people and the world around us is higher. A lot of us have just been in spaces and places for way too long. You don't want to do something too early when you don't know. You want to get the education. You want to grow. You don't want to get out there and hurt yourself and hurt other people. You know, I want to be a chef. Go to school. Well, you need to learn some things first. Or I want to be a barber or this or that. Well, go get the education. You can't just jump out there and do it. You might mess somebody up. You see what I'm saying? But if you're a student with a desire to become a superintendent, or you're called to become a superintendent, there comes a time where you have to get the heck out of that classroom. And if you stay there too long, I'm a teacher. This is good enough. You see how it all comes back around?
It's good enough.
It all comes back around. And a lot of people do not have the problems that they say they have. Oh, this relationship isn't working for me. Oh, I'm not making enough money. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, my anxiety. Oh, my depression, which is all real. Shout out to all the doctors. I'll be with y'all soon. A lot of us, the problem we say we have isn't the problem we actually have. The problem we actually have is we're not making the decisions we know we need to make. You got this clown up here beating you upside your head in this relationship. You talking about, I don't know what to do. Leave. You know you should.
So simple.
But you don't see the value in yourself. Who else will love me? I already got a couple kids. All this nonsense. We hold PhDs when it comes to excuse making, but can't get a participation trophy on just making a decision. You find 1,000,001 reasons not to do something, and won't find one reason to do it. Got every excuse in the world, and you wonder why you still here 10 years later. Not servicing nobody. You treating your kids how your dad treated you. Now they treating you mad at them. Well, I wonder where they learned it from.
Last week we had a therapist on, and she mentioned those things, those thoughts that change your actions, and almost in therapy where she's trying to figure out where is it, where are you going wrong here, and let's try to fix that. So I like that. So you're trying to say like, figure it out and move forward and push yourself.
It's a grooming.
Grooming. And we all know
make the
that
right
like,
decisions.
what we do in life does echo in eternity. So like it's just you having the realization of something like, can I change this pattern? What is necessary for me
what
to
is
do?
for it? Yeah. Well, how can I do that?
How can I do that? And a lot of people, comfort zone. You don't go out to see how that can be changed. Because people around you are like, you probably shouldn't do that. Now you're relying on everybody else to make your life better. But at the same time, it's like, this is your life. You're in control.
Exactly.
I don't think people know that they're in control of their whole life. Like,
I just turned 30 this year, and I've taken like more just like understanding and awareness of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's been gratifying for me. Yeah. Because, I'm evolving. I got to be great.
Yeah, I had an opportunity too in Chicago talking to the CEO, which is shout out to Joe.
Shout out Joe.
I kept it 1,000% with him. I'm like, listen, 2 years ago I was gonna quit this job because I seen the ceiling, and I'm like, I can't do that.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that to myself. So I'm like, I'm going to be in this company with you. I'll invest a little more time, but like, eventually I'll be a partner with you. And he's like, why do you say that? Because I'm like, my biggest asset is the ability to learn and grow.
That's what I can do
as a person. You'll never take that from me, no matter where I am.
You can't.
And I don't think a lot of people value that in themselves. Like, I can change things, so just do it. But again, it goes back to like having a roadmap and having people around you. It's the entrepreneur mindset. So like, can you kind of like define what is entrepreneur? Because some people like see what it is. I feel like it's a trendy thing going on, but like, what is an entrepreneur?
Well, it's so first of all, it's interchangeable. There are a lot of words that basically have the same definition. But in simplest form, it is an entrepreneur is nothing more than a person who says yes to purpose. I'm not a fan of overcomplicating things. Everything doesn't have to be all deep and mystical.
My God, because I hate
people make it seem like that.
I hate overcomplication.
You don't. An entrepreneur is nothing more than a person who has said yes to purpose. There are people who have discovered niches. This is good. This is needs based. This is recession proof. They money mentality, stability, like recession proof. That's one thing. But an entrepreneur is nothing more than a person who says yes to purpose. And a person who says yes to purpose is self-aware. They want to grow on purpose. They analyze themselves daily. They find needs to fulfill. They find problems to solve. And gracefully enough, it fulfills them. It fulfills them.
Kind of walks that line from it's purposeful and it's servicing other people. Yeah. Trying to find that balance in that.
Because we all have different things on our heart. He may be the world's next trillionaire architect. Do people need things built? Yes. Do people desire designs of their own? Yes. Do things need to be more eco-friendly or built more efficiently? Yes. So not only is he filling a need and providing a service for people who need it and want, he's also being fulfilled.
I like to tell people like, hey, like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a creative consultant. What is that? I just help people figure out their problems on different spaces and spectrums of what do you really want to achieve?
I don't know yet.
Right. But you got to tell, most people know what they want to achieve. It's just, you got to kind of like not get it out of them, but like they'll tell you, I don't know, eventually over time or it will show.
Breadcrumbs. A lot of people will tell you what they want to do, but just leave breadcrumbs until you follow them. Because we talked last night, and he was like, Jacob, why don't you ever show your serious side? Like, I show it when I need to show it. Like, if I could have a conversation with people that can understand what I'm saying, understand where I'm coming from, and understand my ideas or how my mind thinks, cool. We can have this type of conversations, and we can become contacts. We can brainstorm. I love brainstorming. Brainstorming is my shit. But if I go into that space and you try to change conversation and stuff like that, then okay, I'll revert back to funny, goofy Jacob and joke around. That's fine. I don't have an issue with it. But there are some times when you have that thirst of wanting a stimulating conversation that you can really throw ideas at and see what happens and see what you can create. You know, that's why my circle of friends and family is small. You know, I know people I can talk to and have a good time with and chill.
Yeah.
But I know who I can approach and be like, hey, look, hear me out. And develop things from there.
Can you imagine like you being a genius and never unlocking that person?
Yeah. I thought I was going to be like that for a while. I've always thought like I was always meant to do some shit. Don't know what. Still 30. Don't know what, but I know I have that drive. Mm-hmm. I know I have that passion for anything. You know I have that willingness to learn. So therefore, I know I can do it. It's just a matter of what I'm going to do.
We'll talk. I see it already.
Mm-hmm. So, no, it's just like little stuff like that, like helps people. And like Elijah, again, we thank you for being on this episode because like we have to do 2 parts because there's no way like we can get everything we need to talk about.
I'm thankful. So
wrap it with the mental.
No, I mean,
I don't even know what time we.
It's been a joy.
We do want to ask like 2 more questions though.
Okay.
So Jacob, what's this other one?
Which one?
What led you to have more of a spoken word approach?
Oh yeah, so your YouTube, like you speak. You don't like. It's not like a musician and they rap or
right.
you have a spoken word approach. So what gave you that type of foundation that you want to lay for your YouTube? Because I think that's different. Mm-hmm. It's not very accustomed to see that. When you hear music and people have YouTube, it's usually singing, rapping, or something.
Right. So
you took the different approach. So
yeah.
Why is that? Why do you feel like that is important to do?
I call it languages.
Okay.
Everybody has a different creative language for people who speak the language of creativity. We all speak a language, but we have different languages. Some person can speak Chinese, another one can speak Dutch, English, all these type of things. But it's all a language. So when it comes to the language of creativity, my goal is purpose. My goal is to, push people to walk in who they were called and created to be. But everyone doesn't speak the same language. So if I'm speaking the language of a book and you don't read books, you won't understand me. Mm-hmm. If I'm speaking the language of a movie or a short film and you're a book reader, you won't understand me. So one of my goals there in that vacuum is to speak as many different creative languages as possible. Speaking is my bread and butter. It's my go-to. It's my patent. Nothing makes me feel more alive than speaking hope and promise and purpose. But everybody doesn't speak that language. So for the people that do, you like music? Bet. Music is an international language. Everybody speaks music. You don't even have to understand the words, but if you can hear and feel the rhythm, I can see your foot tapping. The vibration. I can see your shoulders moving. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So some people speak the language of music. No music, and I'm just here talking about this and that XYZ. You might, I'm not really into that.
Right.
I just hit you with them 808s though. Like in that hi-hat, you're like, hold on, what is he talking about?
It's understood globally.
Yeah, it's understood globally. So, it happened with consistency. It's a viral sound. And I didn't set out for it to be that. I'm just like, I just got to put this out there. Like that, I just got to put it out there. Next thing I know, boom, crazy.
Helping people shift paradigms.
I'm with it.
And your YouTube page is called Equation?
Yeah, so it's called Equation. The goal there is just anonymity, building something bigger than myself.
So you're not at the forefront. You're there. You're a silent partner in a silent hand in a way.
Right. So if you look at it, Mark Zuckerberg, he didn't become famous or popular because of who he was.
No,
famous and popular because of what he created. Facebook. Mm-hmm. Well, where did Facebook come from? Well, the guy who had something to do with Napster.
That is true.
Well, who's that guy? He's Mark. Mark's like, boom. Next thing you know, world's youngest billionaire at the time. Boom, boom, boom. Amazon was books. Mm-hmm. Then now it's everything retail under the sun, and then some.
Okay.
So, well, who's Jeff Bezos? He's the guy that created Amazon, or partnered, sold, and all the other isms. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to when I die, I want to leave something. And I want to create something big enough that is inclusive for everyone. And why the equation? Because all of us hold a little piece to this equation. I'm not the full piece.
I like it.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I don't know it all.
Speaking to my spirituality,
I need you.
Chill.
You see what I'm saying? I need you and everything you got to join this equation. What's your part of the equation? What do you do in creativity? Okay, bring that. Okay, you bring that. So that's why I made it the equation, because all of us are a part of it. It's not the Elijah Frazier show. I'm just a part of the equation. I intentionally remove my face and everything and said, this is bigger than me, and it has to be.
Ooh. And just to piggyback off that is why this podcast is called what it's called. It's called It's On Us. It's not just these people in this room.
Right.
It's on everybody. And
it's on us, yeah.
And we bring people on this show to showcase what they're doing, but also encourage others to do the same thing. You can do the same thing. You have a purpose. Find your purpose. And we try to show everybody that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to show everybody that there's purpose. You have a purpose. We have a purpose, and it's the us mentality.
It has to be who around you is better because of you.
Mm-hmm. We're all intangible variables that belong in the equation. It's that simple.
And I'm with it.
I got one more question, and then we could wrap with our mental health check.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
Wait, no. Before you answer that question, there is one up here that he's seen that I need an answer. The people need an answer from.
Oh, the one that I asked him earlier,
yes.
And he kind of like avoided.
Was it that? No, it wasn't.
The Royal Lamb.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. See, what's up with it? You want to do anything with it, or is it something that?
What is it exactly?
It's his production company, correct?
Yeah. So, man, y'all gotta give me like 2 minutes. So, their Royal Lamb, which stands for Royal, Set Apart, and Free.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know and or can't operate because they don't know who they are, where they come from. I believe I come from royalty. I believe in God. That is my faith. I believe in his son, Jesus Christ. I believe he died on the cross for my sins. I believe he rose again. Like that is my faith. That is my belief personally. I'm not here to preach or push that on anybody.
But that's what you believe in.
But that's what I believe in.
Gotcha.
Respected.
And because I know where I come from, it helps me know who I am and where I'm going.
Okay.
But since I know I come from such a high magnitude, now I can understand and be okay with being set apart. That's why I don't fit in, because I don't just come from anywhere. I didn't just come from the Big Bang. I actually come from somewhere.
Gotcha.
And because I know where I come from and I understand that makes me special and sets me apart, now I know what true freedom is like. I'm not in the bondage of the status quo or the rat race or these things. So that's why I created Royal Lamb. And a lot of people are asking about it. Where is it? Because it was everything. You could wear it, you could watch it, you could listen to it, you could share it, you could do all those things. But it wasn't the end all be all.
Okay.
And the answer to that question of where is it going is it's not going anywhere. Because we are it.
Mm-hmm.
It is still us. The face might change, the name might even change, but the purpose will never change.
Okay.
And the reason why I believe that happened, super quick story. There's this singer who desired to be on a very big stage. They lived in one state and they got a very popular heavy call from somebody who was doing it in the music industry.
Okay.
And this person said, if you come out here, I will take care of everything, we'll give you a contract and do all these things. And they had a job, they had a home, they had a family and everything. And they answered the call from this person, this very high, powerful, influential figure, and they packed up everything, quit their job, and they left. As soon as they got there, they did a little something, and then they dropped it. And the person was like, yo, what the heck? Like, God, I prayed to you. I did this, that, and the third. What's going on? And the person said, the response was, if I wouldn't have used that, you would have never moved and came out here. Because this is not why I brought you out here. I just knew I needed something that you would believe in and actually move. And for me, there's so much more to do. And there's such a higher calling that if God wouldn't have given me Royal Lamb, I would have never moved. So Royal Lamb got me out of my comfort zone and moved me and pushed me and brought me to a point and brought me to a level. But there's a lot of us who don't want to leave our friends from high school. You got to graduate. I know it was beautiful. We did the movies. Oh man, NBA players had your stuff on ESPN. We did. I know. But you got to graduate.
Yeah, you can't. And
if I wouldn't have given you that, if I would have showed you the real thing, you would have never moved. So I had to get your attention first to get you out of that position, because now we have enough momentum and we've covered enough ground to where you should have seen enough to now believe. So it's still here. It's still us. But see, y'all said Jacob knew that God had a blessing for
him. Yeah.
Not you.
Jacob like the Bible.
Yeah, Jacob in the Bible.
Okay.
You didn't use Jacob, but okay.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Jacob knew that God had a blessing for him. And he was like, yo, you gonna give me this blessing. It got my name on it. It's for me. I'm not leaving until you bless me. Is what he said. Until you give it to me, I'm not leaving. So he wrestles with God. It says in the Bible, it says he wrestles with God. He wrestled with this angel who was God. And he wrestled and he said, I see you mean business. You are literally not going to let me rest. I'm going to go ahead and bless you. I'm going to wrench your hip. You're going to walk different. And I think that's metaphorical. Because when you actually go into final form, you look different. You talk different. You walk different. So he wrenched his hip and he walked away. But he said, the person you came to me as isn't the person you're going to leave as. He entered the fight as Jacob and left the fight as Israel. He said, I'm going to change your name. The name of Jacob was for you. The name of Israel was for the nations. So for me, it was Royal Lamb. It was me. It was the Elijah show. I got to go. I got to get it. You came into the fight as Royal Lamb, but you're leaving as a part of the equation.
Okay.
So
see,
you connected it right there.
I like how you did. You pretty sly. I like that.
So Royal Lamb, that's where that's at.
He drew you all the way in. Hear that at the end? It just like clicked. He was like connecting dots for you.
Was I?
He's like, He's like, where are we going?
But see, like that's how you can tell he's a good speaker, because that would have lost a lot of people. I know that. I think that. Just how you just circled it back around, double looped it and shit. Yeah.
But it's the art of storytelling too.
Yes. Storytelling is just a whole another art in itself.
Again, he's creating something that is a legacy.
Kobe Bryant always said, storytelling is important. Never lose it. It's an important art.
That's why he's guest number 24.
GOAT.
I take it.
Okay. Hey, I didn't even know. See.
But so piggyback. Do you have any question for us?
Not one besides, why did you guys start this? What's the purpose of this?
Jacob or Ash, you want to answer that?
He said,
what's the why, not how?
Yeah, what's the why?
You want me to answer? Or you want?
What's the why?
Yeah.
Because there's a million podcasts out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Some of them for art, some of them for entertainment, suspense, all sorts of stuff, education. You know, why is it? And actually, I got a better question. Why is it on us?
So to absorb that question. Who
How
else?
about this?
Yeah.
You answer the second part, I answer the first part.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
See?
Give you some time.
I
to
love
ponder on the second
teamwork.
one.
So we started this. Our why is because we care in a sense because we know that there are entrepreneurs and our local celebrities that are around us that don't get the glory and the appreciation that we know that you're doing something.
Keep it up.
Keep it up. I don't know if everybody else is cheering for you, but we're cheering for you. We want you to be great, however it takes. So come on our platform. We'll promote you. We'll share whatever it takes because we are the future mayors of our city. The future whatever of ours is on us. And then we have to pass that down to the generation below us.
Right.
It's a mentality that we're shifting to give to them so they can grow it. And then, I don't know, over time it may shift again, but like we're trying to lay a foundation.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for what, 2 years?
2 years and 1 month.
Come on. Come on, Jacob.
And we just want to amplify those around us, because we do see Lorraine as a undervalued talent, resourceful town. You know what I mean? There's so much talent in this town that really never gets out because of the mindset, because of the comfort that we're all exposed to 24/7, 365. So we created a space that we never knew that we could create, because we started off on that small little radio panel and everything, and it was crazy.
It was rough.
As we gradually grew, we understood that there was a responsibility with this too, to not just amplify ourselves and be selfish with this. We wanted to be very selfless, and giving back by any means was the true mission. And I'm glad and proud of ourselves that we've come this far, because it allows us to give access to those who may not know how to really put their voice out there and don't know how to take the first step. And we may be that first step for them. You know what I mean? For sure. And it leads us to also having interviews with awesome people like you, and we get to revisit, people we may not have seen in years. So this platform gives us many blessings, and it gives others, hopefully the blessings that they need as well.
The encouragement, yeah, for sure.
And one more thing, we have a media group, so we want to create content for the masses. You might not like the show, right? But I help produce a beer review show, under our channel. We got something in pipelines for another show. We understand what we did. We created a podcast, but we decided, this can be way more. Yeah. There's 5 of us. We can create something way more special than just one show. Yeah. Why can't we be the iHeart for our city? Because
you know can. Because you
exactly.
can.
We already got one show produced. We got another one. We got brilliant minds that we could just do anything with. We can collab with a different company. For sure. Just because growth. And it's on us to make a difference in our city, to help entrepreneurs.
I love it.
So I also think too, I don't know, maybe not for you guys, but I'm defining success as the realization of a worthy idea. And that is what we have here. A realization of a worthy idea that's working. Correct. A lot of people may have, shout out to Earl Nightingale for the quote. If you ever read that book or his audio.
Love that.
Love Earl.
It's just little stuff like that I pick up on, and I'm like, let's apply it in space because it makes sense.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that's where we're headed. We're in a good stride. We do understand it takes time.
Exactly. Mental health check time. My camera went dead. That's why I had to shut it off.
Yeah, I see that.
My
so explain to Elijah the mental health.
So, mental health check. At the end of each and every episode, we do a mental health check. How you are mentally, physically, financially, all in one. What's your number? 1 through 10. 10, you had a great mental week. You found out all cylinders. 1, let's talk it out type shit. You feel me?
Yeah. So,
John, where you at this week?
Me? Oh shit! All right. It's like popcorn. Oh shit! I might do that shit. No, this week, like I mentioned earlier, it went real quick. And almost like I didn't have my footing for a part of that. And I don't like that. I like to be grounded, and I just have to. It being so cold, the weather changing.
You gotta walk outside on your bare feet. You gotta ground yourself, bro. You got to.
It's cold out there.
Let those dogs out.
Right, have Bear lay in a spot, then stand on that. Ground yourself.
Yeah, but no, everything is good, man. Everything is good this week. Just like I said earlier, get my master's in 3 weeks and just finishing that up.
Proud of you, Dad.
So, just every week now is a realization of what's next and what's my purpose. And I've used this the last 2 years to kind of fine tune things along, and all the classes in my program. I'm going for public administration.
Nice.
And just everything from management structures, leadership skills, and those things that I'm growing and learning. Finally coming down to this last 3 weeks, and it's okay, new year, 2023. What's in store for me? And I think that's kind of weighing on me a little bit, and as far as my mental, and just trying to maneuver through that, that circus in my mind, and trying to calm it and just say, all right, it's good. This is my path. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm excited though. I'm really excited. As far as the number goes, I'm gonna put it up there. I think I'm just a little stressed right now with timing. I think time is really fucking with me a little bit. So I'm gonna go 9 right now. I'll go a 9 out of 10. Other than that, I'm feeling great. Things are going good in my life, so I can't complain.
That's good. Good.
I love it.
Jacob, how
What
you
about
feeling?
you? Oh,
Got you.
damn. I'm gonna sell it 7.58.
7.58.
7.58. Why do you do these things?
Man, let that man live. let that man
Everything's doing pretty good.
Well, hold on. I just want to know where the point 0.02
Because
go.
it be
Why
like
can
that.
it be 7.6?
Because it might not be that. He might have his headphone wire might have got caught on the doorknob, and he pissed because he had to wear the wired ones because he lost the actual AirPods.
You know what? Just how extra that part was. That's how extra he is.
Thank you. He
And that's why I
understood.
have to ask the why sometimes.
Hey man, I got your back.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
He love you though. I can tell.
Whole lot of back you got.
But, yeah, it's been a pretty good week. You know, I told Actress last night. You know, just in a couple days this morning, I kind of maybe seasonal depression and not just get my footing. Couple days, just kind of sluggish in the morning. Then hit my stride. All cylinders going. We listen to music. We getting shit done. But yeah, I found out a new side hustle I can do in the future. You know, that I've been doing a lot of homework on. So just getting myself learning again about something new, and just continuing to better myself. So that's about it. What about you, Cliff?
Okay. Thank you for the pass the ball this way.
He did like a no look. He looked at Oz.
Right.
He's like,
I was so waiting for Oz to open his mouth.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
And this week has been kind of long for me. Again, I can't dive too deep into it because I don't believe in complaining and stuff like that. I just know that it's over with. I'm happy that I'm alive and on the right side of the dirt. This episode has been very insightful, it was almost like a Sunday service episode.
Dude,
for
I've
me
been trying to pick up all
because
these
he was
jobs
speaking
bro.
my language, and everything just made sense. It clicked. And for what I'm going through in the dark right now, that you guys will find out later in the months, it just makes a whole lot of sense and just reassures the path that I've been on. And I can't wait for you guys to see what I've been doing in the dark and stuff like that. And it's just I'm just well on my way, and I can't wait. And I know we're gonna have a conversation about what you texted me last week and stuff like that. So,
Love it.
Cliff has been in strides. Cliff's been working.
Love it.
And yeah, man, this 30 years is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm an 8 because this is the 24th guest. I'm going 8 just for Kobe.
Kobe.
Oh man, that's what's up.
right,
Hey man, the Kobe comparison, that's a lot.
He's like,
I appreciate
Why?
you.
Because you have what we like to call the Mamba mentality.
There we go.
What you're doing is profound, and people are going to join the equation. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen, and I'm excited.
What's your number since you just...
I'm an 8. Shout out to Kobe. No, just honestly, I'm in a really good space in my life. Just all across the board, because I'm realizing my influence more and more as the days go past. And it's using that power to actually help people. And that's pretty much where I've been. And even in how I live my life outside of work, I don't make the shift of you're not the same person you are when you go to work. I'm the same person across the board now.
Yeah, that's important, man.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that.
Man, it's so weird to me that you can be two different people. It's like, what?
How are you making that shift? That's
disguise and masquerade you got going on. It's
That's
bro,
crazy.
I'm
I
Clifton
like
all the time. And then, you know what's weird? Not only do people, I think it's weird that people do shift into that, but other people treat you weird for always being the same across the board. And I've always found that very profound. Why are you shocked that I'm being the same Cliff I would be at home, at work, or anywhere else? Man, I'm me all the time. It's up.
Yeah, it's up.
Well, again, it's I'm realizing that I'm a person. I'm not a bot. I'm not on autopilot. So I need to tell people hey, I ask people how you're doing. The natural response is, "Oh, I'm good." Are you really good though?
No, man, I'm fucking depressed now.
Right, but even if you are people have this notion of I don't want to put my problems onto anybody else, but don't hold them.
Right. Yeah, let those.
Because now you're internally burning yourself by not expressing how you feel about stuff.
Because real friends got you. They got your back. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. So I'm real heavy on that's why we do this whole mental health check every week, because we go through stuff.
Yeah.
So it's important that we come as men, we come together and talk about some things that we don't normally share with other people, but we're comfortable enough now to open up, be vulnerable
With us and with
right.
everybody.
with the people watching too, and that's a whole other space of living too. But I'll go on a tangent. So no, but I'm at a 8, and life is good. So
And then Mr. Elijah.
Man, this show is really dope. I just want to come back. I don't even got to be on the show. I just sit in the studio.
Be more than happy to have you back, man.
I appreciate it. I would say I'm a 9. This week has been a 9. There was the past few months been really busy, and I don't like to be busy. I don't like being all over the place. I don't like moving. I like to be productive. Productivity shows control. It shows investment. It shows calculation. Like, I like to be productive. You plan for this. You ever see somebody that's surprised by their success? It worked. So you ain't playing for this. I'm glad it worked out, but you know.
Well, that's funny.
I just looked at some things in the face. Like, look, this is the situation, and there's no situation that you cannot work yourself out of. You might not have all the money. You might have the intellect or aptitude, the resource connect. But boy, if you got some elbow grease, and you ain't afraid to sweat, you can move this needle. And the stress of being busy, was loud enough to be like, yo, get calculated. So one of the biggest parts of the equation was I noticed a lot of things, my emotional health and my mental health benefited greatly from my physical health. And I had been out of the gym. And I know there's like, oh, this gym freak and all this and this. No, moving your body does something.
It does.
Resistance to your body growing, these pushing through that last rep, being okay with being a little fatigued, those things, that mentality spills over into other areas of your life. You know what? I don't know if I can get this 205 up today. Like, it's just this and that, XYZ. That spill, but then you do it. Now that spills over into you having that difficult conversation you should have had 3 months ago. Because you take that mentality to everywhere. And I said, look, that's your fault if you go to bed late. If you don't want to wake up, you need to start going to bed earlier. So that spilled over into this week, and it's I have felt really good mentally and emotionally. I felt very healthy, felt very intentional, because my mind is like, you are doing something repetitive every morning intentionally to get started. So I'm going to give you something back for that.
Nice.
That intention, that calculation you're talking about.
Yeah. And to wrap it up, I love the mental and emotional health check because that is what I'm getting my PhD in.
Hey, that's
amazing.
I want to see more people that my goal with mental and emotional health isn't to raise awareness on it. We're past that. It is to normalize it. If I want to hang out with Jacob, and I say, let's hang out at 2:00, and Jacob says, I have to eat first because I haven't eaten all day, I'll meet you there at 2:30. I don't look at him weird. Because he is giving himself, he's quenching a thirst and satisfying an appetite that his body needs. If I call my boy Ashi, or I call you and like, hey, let's go out. Hey man, I really haven't been sleeping this past week. I've been busy at work, the family, kids, this and that. I got to get some sleep because I'm tired. I don't look at you guys weird for that. But when a person says, oh, you want to meet at 4:00, okay, man, that's perfect time. I'm done talking to my therapist or my counselor at 3. We're like, oh, everything okay? No, it's normal.
Right.
So taking care of yourself is normal. Sleeping, eating, your mind, your heart, these are normal things. So not only do I want to see more people in it, I want to see more men doing it. I want to see more black people, more black men doing it, because statistics don't lie. And I don't want to eat up too much time. So this part of the show is really important to me. That's the end goal, and some things attached to it. And the only reason I say a 9 is because I could have hit my books a little harder this week, and I didn't do that. So I feel a little off
kilter.
Like,
Okay.
you could have opened that book.
But I am glad that you said the whole, like, you get up at 5 a.m. I do the same thing every morning, and I go straight to the gym.
Got you.
like view yourself as this electrical person. We are electrolyte beings, right? You have to move in order to get those currencies flowing.
Man, you better talk about it.
People don't like to hear about getting up. Like, oh, you get up at 4. That's crazy. You can get up at 4 too. Yeah. Why? Then they come up with the excuses
I've
like,
oh, several different times.
I'm tired. Or I'm like, okay, well, stop making excuses. Get results.
Yeah.
That's just the way
decision making.
Yeah.
I just change my schedule based on what I got to get done.
Yeah.
Like if I got to edit a podcast like early in the morning, all right, I get up at 5. I'll get this shit done.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
So, real quick, let's give a shout out to our sponsor.
Let's shout out our sponsor, Creative Genius Brand. You can find all of his merch at creativeGeniusBrand.org.
Say it one more time.
creativegeniusbrand.org.
Click on the tab IOU.
Click
get your merch. You see on the table we have these new hats that I just released. On the front it says "Mindset is everything." Invest in your mindset. Everything else will follow.
Do we got a gem for today?
Yeah, man, I got you. Sound like he had a mouthful of nougat.
Whatever. I'm out.
Oh, man. Every time you fall down, it gives you an opportunity to question yourself, question your integrity. It's not about the actual failure itself. It's about how you respond to it. By Amy Wambach.
Shout out Amy Wambach.
Hey, man. That did something for me just now.
There you go.
Hey, yeah. I appreciate you, Amy. Appreciate but appreciate Cliff for finding you.
All right, this has been an episode of It's On Us. Again, make sure you go on our social media platforms, like, subscribe. Oh, Elijah, plug yourself too before we close the show.
Oh, man, honestly, ElijahFrazier.com.
Yes.
Anything you want to know about me, what's going on, new books, podcasts, promotions, events, speaking engagement. If you know you need to tap into your mental and emotional health side, book an appointment. If you want a good speaker, don't call me. If you want to make history, go ahead and book me.
That boy code.
That's just just man. That's it. ElijahFrazier.com. You get everything you need to know.
All right, everybody. Till next time.
Deuces.
Bye, Mom.